Unfortunately, we will have to cut nearly 20% of our workforce, nearly equal to the amount of aeroplanes we are never going to fly again over the next 3 years. It's a very hard decision because, we built this very strong team. And now for me to let them go, it's really painful. But we have no other alternative, like all the other airlines in the world that are suffering massive reduction. We, comparatively, are not so bad. We hope that things will rebound. But I don't think anybody can predict. Will it take 2 years? Will it take 4 years? Will it take 5 years? We have to wait and see.
Yeah, indeed. So it was confirmed to the BBC today that your airline is giving or will give a cash bailout to Hong Kong's Cathay Pacific, which you already hold nearly 10% as a shareholder in that. I'm just wondering, Akbar, why are you doing that now when you've just told us you're going to have to cut 20% of your workforce? You're struggling just like all the carriers on this planet. I mean, don't you need the cash just to keep Qatar going?
I think I'm misquoted that we'll give them a financial bailout. What I mentioned is that if there is a recall for an injection in equity, as a shareholder, we will do it. Otherwise, we lose our equity share, which I would not allow to happen. The same goes with all our other investments. We have invested strategically for long term. And this is something, we have a pie, and we will have to share it equally between our staff and, of course, the investments that we have for long term. Airlines will rebound, so it is a long-term investment which we will certainly keep doing.
Okay, and this week, Qatar announced that you're giving away 100,000 free tickets to medical and healthcare workers around the world as a big thank you to them. That's a lovely gesture. But Akbar, I'm just wondering, do you think passengers will feel confident to get back on board at least this year, given that social distancing is next to impossible once you're on board? It's all about trying to rebuild, I guess, the passenger confidence, isn't it?
Let me answer you in two parts. First, yes, the passengers will travel. Don't forget that the massive shock that the aviation industry got after 9/11, people did a year later got confidence to travel. There will be mitigating factors, but I'm confident that air travel will come back during the period I just stated to you. The distancing issue, I don't think that this would really work in an aeroplane. When you see that the safe distance is declared social distancing of nearly 1.5 meters at least, it's impossible to have it in an aeroplane. The only thing that you can do is, as it has said by all medical professions, that the virus doesn't spread by air, it spreads by droplets. So the only way is to make mandatory use of masks, gloves, and make sure that you continuously sanitize yourself, and the HEPA filters that are already installed in airplanes take care of the rest of the problem. But what is important is that the airline should also invest in how they would treat the surfaces, how they will disinfect the aeroplanes, and in that, Qatar Airways is in the forefront. We are using UV rays to disinfect, advanced chemicals. The crew travel with full PPE on. So we are doing everything, including providing sanitizers to passengers, checking temperatures. But checking temperatures doesn't mean if you don't have temperature that you are not a carrier. You could be asymptomatic. And most of the people that are hanging around, even in lockdown, could be asymptomatic and are spreading the virus without realizing. The most important thing is that you don't come face to face with an infected person. I don't think that there is any possibility, or at least reduced possibility, for you to catch the virus sitting a few inches away, facing in the same direction of the other passengers. I don't think that this... Yes?
Sorry, in about 30 seconds, running out of time. The quarantine measures, 14 days of self-isolating for foreign arrivals that's being announced in many other countries. That's the last thing this industry needs.
Yes, I agree. And this will really destroy the industry, destroy the airport feasibility and their income, and I don't think it will solve the problem. You can already see what is happening in Korea and in other parts. Even in Germany, they are getting a resurgence of infection. The only answer is a treatment and a vaccine.